In this video I will show you how to bring plastic fenders back to their bright color with only a few household or hardware items. I've already started on the front fender. After years and years of sun exposure, this is what it looked like. And I've started working on this side. It's not finished yet, but this is a project where with just a little bit of effort you can make a big improvement of the look. Whether you want to get the fender to its factory shine or not is up to you. That requires a lot of time. To make your fender look a lot better than it does now, all you need is a common razor blade or box cutter. To make it look almost new again, you need the box cutter, a clean cloth, alcohol, or any other cleaner that won't leave a residue. Water will work if there's no alcohol available. And you'll also need a heat gun. Let's get started. The first thing you need to do to restore a faded plastic motorcycle fender is to remove the old faded material from the top of the fender to get down to the fresher, more colorful plastic underneath. We do this with a sharp razor blade or box cutter. Just start anywhere on the fender and scrape like this. We want to scrape with the blade tilted toward the direction of movement. We don't want to cut this way, we want to scrape. So keep the blade either vertical or close to vertical with just a little tilt toward the direction of your scraping, and you'll be able to get down to the brighter, fresher plastic. So it's a kind of a long process depending on how faded the fender is. But just go over the whole area of the fender until it's completely uniform in color. We just want to shave off all of the dusty, flaky material. Try to avoid gouging the sharp edge of the blade into the fender as you scrape, because then you can make scratches and you'll be in the same position with the faded plastic. You'll have to try to scrape out the scratches, because this method also works as a scratch removal method. So just slowly work around the fender. Some areas are more difficult, but if you're slow and patient, the results are worth it in the end. After you've removed the faded, oxidized layer from the fender, you now have a brightly colored fender that probably isn't very shiny. You can leave it like this and have a fender that looks much better than it did before, or you can take the next step and try to make it look almost new again. We'll start by knocking down any high spots. If you'll notice, the blade is flat while the fender is curved. So as you scrape, it leaves a small flat mark on the fender. Try to minimize these by holding the blade flat and going in the opposite direction of the majority of your strokes. Look at the fender from different angles and try to knock down any high spots that it may have. After you've removed the high spots, wipe the fender down with alcohol on a clean cloth. This removes any impurities. After the alcohol is dried, turn on your heat gun and start slowly heating the surface of the fender. You want to heat evenly because what you're doing is you're actually melting the top layer of plastic. You don't want to burn through, you just want to heat evenly. And that's how you restore a faded motorcycle fender.